Electricity built the modern world, but every light we switch on is powered by something that can destroy entire cities when it goes wrong. Today we'll look at the worst power plant disasters ever, events that turned energy into death. Chernobyl, 1986. On April 26, 1986, a safety test at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in Soviet Ukraine turned into the most catastrophic accident in the history of nuclear energy. Reactor number 4 was supposed to shut down gradually. Instead, engineers disabled safety systems to test what would happen during a power loss. At 1:23 a.m., a sudden power surge ripped through the reactor. Control rods jammed halfway. Within seconds, steam pressure shattered the core. The 2,000-ton reactor lid was blown off like a missile. A column of fire shot into the sky, releasing radioactive dust that drifted across Europe. The people of Pripyat, a nearby town of 50,000, slept as invisible radiation blanketed their homes. Firefighters arrived within minutes, unaware they were walking into lethal doses. Some would die within hours from acute radiation poisoning. In the following days, 2 plant workers died immediately, and dozens more perished from radiation burns. Over time, thousands would develop cancer. Chernobyl poisoned the air, the water, and the soil for generations. It exposed the deadly cost of secrecy, pride, and the illusion of control over the atom. Fukushima Daiichi, 2011. On March 11, 2011, a magnitude 9.0 earthquake struck off the coast of Japan, one of the strongest ever recorded. At the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear plant, reactors automatically shut down. But minutes later, a massive tsunami over 40 feet high slammed into the coastline. Floodwaters drowned the backup generators that powered the reactor cooling systems. With no power, the reactors overheated. Hydrogen built up inside the buildings until it exploded. 3 nuclear cores melted down. Workers wearing improvised suits waded through radioactive water, trying to vent steam and prevent further explosions. Entire towns around Fukushima were evacuated within hours. Over 150,000 people forced to abandon their homes. The Japanese government called it a level 7 disaster, the same as Chernobyl. But the biggest damage came later: long-term radiation, psychological trauma, and the destruction of public trust in the safety of nuclear power. The Sayano-Shushenskaya Dam, 2009. On August 17, 2009, Russia's largest hydroelectric power plant suffered a catastrophic mechanical failure. At 8:13 a.m., turbine number 2 at the Sayano-Shushenskaya Dam suddenly exploded. A 920-ton cover plate blasted off its mountings. Water under immense pressure, more than 100 atmospheres, shot through the turbine hull like a missile. Concrete walls shattered. The entire building flooded within seconds. 75 workers were killed, trapped beneath collapsed structures, or swept away by torrents of water and oil. The explosion destroyed 10 of 10 turbines and plunged millions across Siberia into darkness. Investigators later found that bolts holding the turbine were loose, maintenance logs had been falsified, and warning vibrations had been ignored for years. Hydroelectric plants are considered clean energy, but the Sayano-Shushenskaya disaster proved that even water can kill when human negligence mixes with extreme pressure. The San Juanico Gas Explosion, 1984. On November 19, 1984, residents of San Juanico, near Mexico City, woke to a deafening roar. A liquefied petroleum gas plant owned by Pemex had sprung a leak. Vapor filled the air, creating an invisible bomb. At 5:40 a.m., a spark ignited the gas cloud. The first explosion flattened homes. Then, one by one, 54 massive storage tanks erupted, each one like a small nuclear blast. Fireballs hundreds of meters high turned the night sky into daylight. More than 500 people were killed, over 7,000 injured, and thousands left homeless. It remains the deadliest industrial accident in Mexico's history, and a symbol of how poor maintenance and cost-cutting can turn energy into apocalypse. The Ferrybridge cooling tower collapse, 1965. Sometimes the danger isn't radiation or fire, but it's the wind. On November 1st, 1965, at the Ferrybridge power station in Yorkshire, England, a sudden gust tore through 8 cooling towers. Within minutes, 3 massive concrete towers, each 375 feet tall, collapsed like paper cups. Flying debris smashed nearby equipment and nearly killed maintenance crews. The disaster exposed a fatal design flaw. Engineers had underestimated wind turbulence. It forced a complete redesign of cooling tower architecture worldwide. From that day forward, no one built them the same way again. Conclusion: from nuclear meltdown to hydroelectric collapse, from invisible radiation to explosive gas, these disasters all share one truth: power gives life, but it also demands respect. Every bolt ignored, every warning silenced, every safety step skipped. has the power to destroy nations. And yet, despite Chernobyl, Fukushima, Sayano, and San Juanico, the world still builds more reactors, more dams, more plants, each one humming with both creation and destruction. Because humanity can't live without energy, but it never truly learned to control it.